Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Fletcher Nelson. I'm a third grade teacher, and let's get the first day of school planned. Here in Minnesota, most schools do not start till after Labor Day, so I am trying to get my first day planned today. It's usually pretty much the same. I just need to obviously print some materials and change a few things. But I want to get it done because with it being volleyball season, I have a lot of games and practices already before school starting, so I want to get it done so it's one less thing for me to worry about and just to check off my list. So let's do it. I just pulled up my first day from last year. It's kind of been my same document for like the last, probably 11 years since this will be my 11th year teaching. But the first couple days here, kids are kind of staggering in as they come. We typically have a morning recess and then they all come in at the same time, but we don't do that the first week just so kids are getting into the habit and we can kind of go over routines and expectations with them about that indoor recess. So I'm going to kind of look at what I had last year, and I usually had something just kind of at their spot for them to work on while they're coming in, because again, they're kind of staggered. So from anywhere from like the first 25 minutes, kids are slowly coming in. So I'm gonna look at that and go from there. Last year, it looks like I did a classmate word search, so I just made a word search with every student's name in it. So I'm going to do that again. So let's make that and get that ready. I have a few things that I've printed, gotten ready, and updated, so I'll show you those. My first day, I like to make it a mix of like fun things for them to do. I want them to get to know me, I want to get to know them, and I also want to get into some of our routines and procedures, so I will show you where we're at right now. So like I said, we will do this classmate word search as they're coming in, just as something for them to do at their spot since they will be staggering in. Once everyone's in, I will go over what our morning meeting routine will look like. So students, when they come in, the first day obviously will find their spot, make sure they have a sharpened pencil. This is just what it will be throughout the year. Make sure their water bottle is filled, they make their lunch choice, and then they always write down the word of the day in their reading notebook. And then after that, the choices vary, depends on our schedule, but for right now, they can like read or write, they can draw or color, they'll be able to work on handwriting, just something for a few minutes while other people are completing the items they need to. And the word of the day is up there for them. So the first word is dawdle. During our morning meeting, I like to put up a fact of the day, and we will practice finding the secret stories. They have had the secret stories for sure in second grade, and I don't know if they had them in first grade as well. But we obviously will review the secret stories and just see which ones they can find in this fact, just from memory. And I will reteach all of the secret stories throughout the first few weeks. We always have a sharing question, so like Monday, we always talk about our weekend. Tuesday is Tech Tuesday. Wednesday's Would You Rather Wednesday. Thursday is Think About Thursday, and then Favorite Friday. So we'll talk about like what some of the favorite apps or websites they've used at school or at home are, just to get them used to talking and sharing and listening to each other. I will introduce our first morning meeting game, which is Statues and Guards. And normally on a Tuesday, we would check in for our weekly goal, but I will change this so it'll be setting our weekly goal. Like that first week, what is something we want to accomplish as a class together? While I was at it, I also updated my About Me slide. So I just talked about like how long I've been teaching. I show pictures of my dogs, obviously. Talk about my family, and then just some of my favorite things and activities and things I like to do. And of course, I explain why there are so many llamas around our classroom and show them a video of me showing my llama back in the day and give them a chance to ask me any questions they might have. I also printed off first day task cards that I made. This is just a way for me to get to know them. So it's questions like, how did you feel when you woke up this morning? Do you have a nickname that you want me to call you? I think I have in there like just random here. Maybe I'll show a couple more. Siblings, favorite color, sports or activities outside of school? If they can meet any famous person, who would it be? So just little things that I can read through and get to know them a little bit. And this stuff they don't have to share out loud because they can just write it down, so I'm able to read through them, so it's not as intimidating as having to speak in front of their class on the first day of school. So we will do that in the morning as well. I also printed off the STEM challenge planning sheet. I like to do a STEM challenge each day to get them working in groups, and because they're fun, and get them to be problem solvers and having to work through problems. So I always do the marshmallow challenge on the first day of school. I have done this since my first year teaching. So I have this planning sheet that they'll design their sketch and their idea first before they start working with their partners. And I also got some read-alouds ready. I will read a letter from your teacher on the first day of school in the morning. I will read Our Class as a Family in the afternoon. If time allows, I will introduce and talk about themes of books, like lessons we can learn from books, and read Enemy Pie. This one is part of our reading curriculum. If I don't get to this one on the first day, I will do that on the second day. And then I always start with the book for our chapter book read aloud. I survived the attacks of September 11th because starting after Labor Day, September 11th comes up pretty quickly, so this is a good way to introduce them to what happened back in 2001 in a age-appropriate way. So I like reading this book as our first read aloud, and it's also good because it introduces them to the I Survived book series. I also have this slideshow of like routines from the past, just like to go over before we do each thing. So like talking about like the hallway, bathroom, like how to line up, how to come to carpet. I might use this, or I might just make an anchor chart that we kind of fill in together. That way it's on display throughout the first few weeks, so we can just reference that each time we go to do something, like before we line up, before we read aloud, that type of thing. So I think I might make that quickly. Okay, I made this very simple, and I can always add parts of the day, like I'll probably have to add snack and whatever else, but can just kind of take some notes on what this should look like, sound like, feel like, maybe talk about what zone they would be in for zones of regulation, but this will be better to refer to. I might still use the slides to go through it, and we can always add notes up here together. We'll see, but at least this will be a good to document and make reference to throughout the first several weeks and months of school. We will start math on the first day from our curriculum as well, because it's not really math related, it's more like building a math community, and we will start our calendar, which is our number corner, which is also part of our math curriculum. So we will do those two things as well, and that'll be our first day. It'll go fast. I'm sure I won't get to all of that stuff, but I will have leftover things for the rest of the week then. So feeling much better about having the first day stuff ready, and I'm going to end it there. So I do plan on vlogging each week, just talking about what we did and what went well and what I would change. I also think I'm going to try to do like each week, like a full, like when I plan, do a video on it. Not just each day, but like it would be the full week. Today I just wanted to get the first day done. So from there, we'll probably try to do like a weekly planning video as well. So stay tuned for that, and hope you're having a good school year if you started. If not, keep enjoying summer. See you next time. Goodbye.